The U.S. announced that it would give Russia 60 days to return to the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces, INF. But Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova stated that Moscow is still strictly complying with the terms of the treaty, according to Sputnik news agency. The Russian Foreign Ministry's statement was made after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on December 4th issued an ultimatum to Russia, declaring that the U.S. would terminate its obligations to the INF Treaty within 60 days if Russia does not return to full and verifiable compliance. The United States today announced that Russia has materially violated the treaty and that we will suspend our obligations within 60 days if Russia does not return to full and verifiable compliance. Russia's actions seriously undermine the national security of the United States and that of our allies and partners. It makes no sense if the U.S. continues to maintain the agreement to limit our ability to react to Russia, AFP quoted Mr. Pompeo as saying after a meeting with NATO foreign ministers. According to the U.S. Secretary of State, Russia has developed many battalions of SSC-8 missiles, also known as medium-range cruise missiles called Novator 9M7-9, with a range that makes them a direct threat to Europe. However, according to Sputnik news agency, in a statement on December 4th, the Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson affirmed that Russia still strictly complies with the terms of the agreement. The representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry also said that the U.S. side knew this well. On the same day, Deputy Chairman of the Russian House of Representatives Defense Committee Yuri Shvitkin emphasized that Moscow has never withdrawn from the INF and that it is the U.S. that is the violator. Mr. Shvitkin said that the U.S.'s unilateral withdrawal from the agreement would destroy stability in Europe. Vice Chairman of the Russian House of Representatives Defense Committee also stated that if the U.S. decides to withdraw from INF, Russia will be forced to respond with adaptive measures to maintain the balance of forces. In a related development, Secretary-General of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO Jens Stoltenberg urged Russia not to miss the last opportunity to maintain the key nuclear control agreement between Russia and America. NATO also issued a statement supporting U.S. accusations against Russia, officially accusing Moscow of violating the INF. Mr. Stoltenberg also said that it is time to prepare for the collapse of the agreement, which is considered an important part of the global arms control architecture. Immediately after NATO's announcement, Russia's TASS news agency quoted Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov as expressing regret that the dialogue process between Russia and the U.S. was still stagnant even though both sides had disagreements. Certain preparation. Mr. Peskov also said that decisions to organize bilateral contacts to resolve many strategically important issues between the two sides have been reversed. The INF Treaty was signed by U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev on December 8, 1987, thereby banning all medium-range and short-range nuclear and non-nuclear missiles, which have a range of from 500 kilometers to 5,500 kilometers, except for missiles launched from the sea. The basis for the INF signing was the instability stemming from the Soviet Union's deployment of SS-20 ballistic missiles, and the United States also responded by deploying Pershing II missiles, implementing the landmark INF Treaty. By 1991, the U.S. and Russia had destroyed nearly 2,700 missiles. This treaty also created the basis to gradually bring the Cold War to an end. However, in recent years, Russia and the U.S. have often argued about the implementation of INF and accused each other of breaking the agreement. In 2014, then U.S. President Barack Obama also accused Russia of violating the INF when testing the 9M7-9 cruise missile, which the U.S. said had a range of up to 2,000 kilometers. Russia consistently denies this information. However, Mr. Obama chose not to withdraw from the agreement because of pressure from European leaders who said such a move could restart an arms race. On October 30th, U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that the U.S. would withdraw from the INF Treaty on the grounds that Russia had violated the agreement. On November 29th, Mr. Trump decided to cancel the planned meeting with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the G20 summit because of the clash between Russia and Ukraine in the Sea of Azov, a meeting that was expected to be successful. helps both sides resolve many issues, including INF